get started here this afternoon, when last we left our heroes, Nate, the human ranger, Gobs, the Ergonasi hexblade, Othokent, the lizard folk life domain cleric, and Abraham Grissom, the human wizard. Just to be clear, you guys are all seeing this, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
I love it. I love it.
Perfect. Our friends were met by an eccentric lich named Dr. Burke, who was down with the youths and enjoyed their lingo. He explained the crew the difference between regular zombies and voodoo zombies.
Oh, I love it.
After using a group, and gave some insight as to what Papa Laveau was after. After using a scroll of Speak with the Dead that the group was given by Dr. Burke, the group went back to the initial location to search for more clues. After finding a unique lapel pin, the group went to college. Nate and Abraham found some interesting voodoo books and learned one book was checked out by Laveau and never returned. After this discovery, Nate noticed a strange person on an upper level watching them. Over in the teaching hospital, Ortho and Gobs met one of Otho's old professors and gained some books for Gobs to study. The crew met back up and followed the stranger to an abandoned warehouse. Inside, a ritual was being cast and conducted by Laveau to channel a devil spirit known as Baron Samedi. The crew was able to stop the ritual and keep the Baron from gaining full strength, which was good as the half-empowered Laveau still almost killed Kent before being defeated. And this is where we pick up with our crew this week. And let us continue from here.
Roscoe.
That is Roscoe.
Yay.
So that was
Blindside us like that. It's not fair.
I love
All is
it.
fair and love a war, Doc.
You did well, and Nari did well.
all right. And now we can hop into Roll20 itself.
This only occurred because he knows how to put together presentations from his job recently.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, so Nari actually did a lot of that, but she couldn't send me the PowerPoint, so she had to send me individual slides, which I had to cut one out because it didn't work with the transitions, but I built the transitions and that kind of stuff. Figuring out how to present it to where I could grab it properly, that was the fun part. So hopefully I did Nari's work justice, but it was definitely fun to play with, and I'm sorry for me taking so long to get ready and get that going properly. I'm sure there's a better way to have done what I did, but save as. Let me save this real quick because I hadn't even saved it. That's how short. Save it here. Call it episode 4. For the fun of it. Also, she can say whatever she wants, but the Roscoe icon she made is like the most adorable thing possible.
Yes.
So she asked me last week for my write-up, which I normally don't write up my things, and I wrote it in advance for her, and that's what she delivered upon. So again, congrats, thank you Nari for everything you do art-wise for us. And that was her shenanigans she felt like getting up to this week, and she was successful at doing so. All right, so where we are going to pick up here, dear friends, is we are... Sorry, let me get my notes back up where I can see them. So I need to be here. There we go. Where is... There it is. Okay. So, you guys are down... Or when last we left you guys, you were in the warehouse having just defeated Papa Laveau. So you're in a room by yourselves with a whole bunch of zombies. Discuss among yourself what you guys are going to do next. I didn't even get myself a drink. I need to grab that real quick before we really get into things.
So catch this player up to speed. What? We're left in a room full of zombies?
Yeah, you know where we left off last time.
Yeah, we killed everyone.
Right. So they're not actually zombies anymore. They're just zombie bodies.
Yeah.
The phrasing is like, wait, there's zombies around us? I was like, the hell?
Knee deep in the dead.
Get my shotgun out.
Oh. I mean, from the way he said that, this didn't seem like more than an inconvenience to him. How he went, this vessel is too weak. Doesn't sound like the words of someone who's dying.
No,
Not that I know what that sounds like. I've never killed someone.
no, he's still where he has always been. He was trying to work his way through.
I mean, don't they live for eons? So, yeah, he has time enough.
Virtually immortal as far as the rest of us are concerned.
Vert.
I'm back.
So he's likely still somewhere and probably pissed, yeah?
Mm. They all need a gateway. His anger could last for eons, past our lifetimes. We may never meet him again.
I mean, I certainly hope we don't. Or at least not until we're a bit stronger than this. Honestly, he kicked our ass.
Well, then I say we keep our eye out.
Good call. Good call. So how are we getting out of this without going to jail? Because there's a lot of dead bodies around us.
Call Dr. Burke.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea, yeah. Also, are you still suspecting him?
I don't trust him fully.
I agree.
I don't know if I don't know if I fully voiced all my concerns. That was just out of character.
Oh no, you mentioned more than once that he's a likely culprit.
Oh, did I? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
So I was like, yes. Well, I don't suspect. I don't. How do I want to say this? I don't think he's left my suspicion yet. He's centuries old lich who knows what his intentions are.
Yeah, what you're saying is probably smart. I mean, I'm not even smart enough to know if it is, so I'll assume it is. So, we calling him and hoping that he's not a backstepping bastard?
Flip open, you pull up my phone and give him a call.
We could also
Did he-
just set fire to the whole building.
Did he give you his phone number?
I don't know. I assumed we had a way to contact him.
I think we got a card.
No.
He just left. He didn't give us anything.
He did not give you any way to contact him.
The only thing he gave us was the scroll of speak with dead people.
Dobbs, let's do a history check if you could, please.
You're asking the most unintelligent person to do this.
Because you would have been the one that would have remembered this most, I believe.
No.
I laugh in my
Because as
low
long as you didn't get a
intelligence.
nat 1, this was going to be a memory for you.
Okay.
If you remember, actually, let's let Othokent, you can do a history check for me as well.
All right.
All right. So Gobs remembers. Wait a minute, wasn't this dude wanted? Othokent, you remember specifically there was a 15,000 gold reward for information leading to the capture of Papa Laveau. You saw that on the news when you were in the hospital, in the teaching hospital. So, that being said, the fact that you guys killed him is probably not necessarily a bad thing. So, the authorities aren't exactly going to be upset with you, you don't think?
Well, he was wanted for 50,000 gold pieces.
15. 15.
Sorry.
Let's be clear there.
50,000. It could have been 50,000 alive, 15 dead.
Yeah. It's too bad we only get part of the 500,000 reward.
Yes. Would have been nice with all the 5 million.
Reward.
Yeah, that 50 million reward. Just
Yeah.
You do a lot with 500 million.
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
That's a real brave for a bunch of players that are standing on a dock that could sink at any time the GM dubs it.
The world
also
could sink at any time.
Starscream, do you think we're going to get anywhere by not being brave enough to face death openly?
Not, I mean, nowhere longer, further away than the docks, I suppose.
I'll just give his wife a call.
Love that you
But-
think she'd answer the phone.
But alas, I think we should call the authorities.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
I'll have my mom give your wife a call.
That's not fair.
What kind of daisy chain shit are you two talking about?
I'm leveraging whatever I can.
Ah,
All right, so you're gonna give a call in to the police station.
yes.
And what do you say to the receptionist who answers?
Greetings, Mrs. Receptionist. We currently have some info about Papa Laveau.
He says, "Hold, please," and transfers you to a Captain Berg.
All
That
right.
sounds familiar.
This is Captain Berg. This is Homicide. How can I help you?
Greetings, Captain Berg. My name is Othokent,
Uh-huh.
and I'm currently standing over the, well, still warm, dead body of Papa Laveau.
Yeah, he's dead, all right.
Oh, you guys, you caught him? He's dead?
Yes.
All right. Give me your location. I'll get some of my boys there right now.
I am going to share our location.
Okay. If you remember, you're in that abandoned warehouse that is around there.
Yes.
I believe that ping showed up. And he goes, all right. Don't touch anything. And we'll be there in about 5 or 10.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Captain.
All right. Are you guys staying inside? Are you guys opening the door? What are you guys doing as this is happening?
All right. So we were told not to touch anything, and I suggest we.
You turn around and Gobs is literally going through his pockets.
Gobs,
What?
what are you doing?
Checking.
For what?
Evidence?
Let them do that.
Traps.
Please just get your fingers out of his pockets.
Look, I'm poor.
True, but
Didn't find any books.
if they get what they need out of this guy, we're going to get a good payday, so you won't be that poor anymore.
You
Yes,
want to
Rob.
give me, in that short amount of time, do you want to give me an investigation check?
Yes.
Please do.
There we go. Nope.
I'm going to join her. I'm going to join her.
So as he turns around, he sees the hobo and the goblin both going, "You found anything good over there?"
If anybody questions my alignment, it's pure neutral. I turn to Miss Milla. The key here is to their concerns. If you do it right, they'll never know he went through his pockets. They start helping her.
You find a bluish white diamond. You find a red garnet. You notice his shirt that he's wearing is actually half plate armor, but it's been glamored to look like a shirt.
Wow.
The diamond is cracked,
Mm-hmm.
like fractured, cracked all the way through it.
It's a jar of souls.
The
He
jar
destroyed
shattered,
that.
Yeah.
and he swallowed the souls. Swallow
That's-
your soul. Swallow your soul. Sorry.
So we did finish that, right?
And about 90 gold pieces.
How quickly could a person estimate the police will be here?
They said they'd be there in 5 to 10.
I don't think it's enough time to strip this thing off of him. Would have been useful. It's a glamored plate mail he's got on. We can't take it off without too much trouble.
Man, I'd like that, but it's too big for me.
Oh, it'd shrink to fit. We
Wait, it
you know-
will?
Oh yeah, get it off of him though, before the police get here. That's the challenge.
I mean, looks at sword. It would be easier if he didn't have a head, right?
mean,
The police may not
It
like
takes
that.
it takes like 5 minutes to doff some armor, some heavy armor. So
5 minutes to doff heavy armor. What's half plate?
Heavy.
It's heavy. No, that's medium armor.
Or it's medium. You're right, it's
It's
medium.
the heaviest medium armor.
then it takes 1 minute.
Get to it, guys!
Alright. So
I thought it took longer than that.
I just checked the rules.
I just checked. I was getting this loot.
So you roll him over, you take his jacket off, which is over it,
Mhm.
and you're able to get it off of him,
Then we put
and-
the jacket back on.
and you put the jacket back on.
Put him back
um,
into position-ish.
I need who all is doing this? Who all is involved in this?
Oh,
Nathaniel isn't.
Definitely-
I'm partly an
def-
instigator, and Gobs is helping.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely in this.
Okay, so you two are doing this?
Yeah.
All right. I need either sleight of hand or performance checks, whichever you prefer, from both of you.
Okay.
I can do a performance.
I'm gonna stand outside and try to
Okay.
show the gods.
So you guys not only do this, you do it very quickly, and you're able to lay him back. And Abraham, with your memory, and Gobs with your ability to manipulate people, you kind of practice from moving, that kind of dead weight, because having to help your mom when she'd come in hungover and stuff comes in handy. As you're not only able to get the armor off of him, but place him back on the ground in exactly the right position to where you cannot tell that he had been moved from where he died.
I give Gobs, or as it turns out, he's calling her by her first name for some reason. Gives her a wink and smiles a little bit and hurries over in a mischievous way to join the rest of the group.
Nate, you're starting to
Offered a fist
hear
bump on the way out.
Nate, you're starting to hear the whistles of the police, and you can start to see soldiers starting to run or jogging in your direction. About 15 or 20 of them.
I'm gonna
Corsairs.
wave.
Corsairs are coming.
Gonna-
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, they come up.
Gonna-
All right. So he's in there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Please.
last we checked, he wasn't moving, but if he's doing stuff with that people. Better go
All right.
unarmed.
All right, boys, come on. And they start to go in. Is everybody else coming outside at this point?
I'm doing whatever the
Yeah,
police
yeah.
tell me to do. I'm just an old man right now, you know.
Clear the scene. Clear the scene.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, excuse me.
You see him starting to come in. The crime scene guys are there. They kind of come up in a van, right? And there's again not many vehicles here inside the city itself, but this is one of the few. Van pulls up, and they go in, and you can see them starting to tape things off, and they're all talking about different things.
I haven't never seen them actually chalk stuff up. This is cool.
So there's going to be a detective that's on site who's going to question each of you. So I'm going to ask this individually, okay? And I'm going to start at the top, and I want you guys to make up your own minds on this. Abraham, do you change what happened, or do you tell it exactly as it happened?
From what do you consider the start of the story?
Yeah, they're asking what happened here.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, that. Well, we were walking over in this, whatever that area was over here, where we get ambushed by those zombies. I believe it was over here.
Yeah, you were in the mizzen, in the high mizzen specifically.
And
Or the berth. You were in the high berth. I'm sorry.
And we were investigating what, missing peoples, like reports of missing people originally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, originally it's just the location of that thing because it lined up with missing people. But yeah.
Okay, so I shared that with them that we went up there and we got attacked and we got surrounded and as we fought those things, Dr. Burke came along and he explained everything about Dr. Laveau and said if we were interested, we could go investigate it. And well, as a man of knowledge and scholarly, I was interested in the voodoo. I never investigated that myself. I don't know anything about it, and so I went to the university and then I explained the whole thing.
Gotcha. So yeah, you don't have to go through it all right now. But so you tell them basically, hey, we were kind of curious about what's going on. Lined up with a couple other things that we'd seen going on in the lower berth. So you went up there, kind of got tangled up in it, went and did some research, followed a creepy looking guy down here, and ran into the whole crew. All right. Mm-hmm. So you told them the whole story from the beginning, truth.
Cool. Yeah, but with a spin, if I could, as if it was all happenstance. Like we were just doing this. Yeah. This happened.
No, I gotcha. Nate, detective pulls you aside and talks to you separately.
Yes.
Do you stick to the truth or do you change anything?
I stick to the truth and how we were observed by this guy at the what's it called? University thing.
At the library at the university.
Followed him and this is where we ended up. So yeah. Just the full truth.
Sure. Gobs.
Yep.
How do you handle this?
Gobs does not like being questioned. She's gonna be mopey about it, but she's gonna basically just retell the story.
Yeah,
she doesn't feel like there's
more light on the details. I'm assuming it's like, yeah, we saw a guy, we followed him, bad guys, we killed him. What else do you want? Right? Something like that. Gotcha. Yeah. Fine. He gets a little annoyed with you, but that's okay. And then Othokent.
Othokent can't lie for shit. So he's not even gonna try.
Okay, so straightforward. All right, cool. So
straightforward and super boring.
Something else. I want perception checks from everybody. You guys will all see this. I just want to see who sees it first. So Grissom, you catch this out of the corner of your eye right before the bulb goes off. The press is here. And they took a snapshot, like, as he's finished talking to Othokent, and Otho turns around, picture gets snapped of you. And you start hearing press like, hey, detective, is it true that Papa Laveau's dead? Hey, he's like, hey, we've got no comment right now. Hey, these people standing around here, were they the ones who caught him? Did they kill him? Look, we'll do an announcement later. And there's kind of a nosy looking elf guy standing in front of you. He goes, hey, old guy, what's your name? Sticking a microphone at you. Abraham. Yeah.
I
Do you
walk
say
away.
anything?
I just walk away, like literally, just like sidestep off camera.
Were you a group that they caught Papa Laveau?
Just like literally just walking away, like people. There's
At
too
that
many
point,
people.
you
There's too many
notice
people.
a guy starts walking up. He's in a Corsair uniform. He has extra bars on his shoulder plates. So you get the idea that he's a bit more of a high-ranking official. Like, all right, get your meat hooks out of here. Get him, Donnie. Get these jackals back. Where are they? Where are the jerks? Where are the jerks that caused this mess? Huh? Where are they at? And he looks over towards you guys and goes, there you are.
Yeah, so he's just kind of freaked out.
Yeah, Detective Greenlee. Well, fill me in on what happened. How did these guys find a guy that we couldn't find? And he just says, yeah, they were. You know that we got that call from the group that ran across the zombies up in the North Berth. These guys were involved in that. Dr. Burke talked to him, gave him some info, so they started tracking stuff down. I don't know if they're I don't know if they're bounty hunters, if they're mercenaries. I don't know what these guys are, all right? But they followed a shady-looking dude here, found the ritual, and took care of the situation. He goes, all right. So, you numbnuts are the ones that you guys killed them, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, he's a wanted guy, so not a big deal. So, Detective, Greenlee, you got all the information needed from him. Yeah, I got it all. All right. Then you guys can get out of here. Just go away.
All right.
So where are we picking up this bounty?
Bounty.
He's wanted.
Yeah, he was wanted. And he walks over to you, and he's a satyr, so he does that kind of lean into you. He has really foul breath and goes, yeah, so here's the thing about that bounty, right? Would you remember what it was for?
Him?
No. It was for information leading to the capture of Papa Laveau. Now,
Just the location of his body?
yeah, but see, he's not really captured, is he? And you didn't give me information, you gave me a crime scene. So, out of the generosity of my heart, he pulls a satchel out and goes, enjoy, and tosses you a satchel bag with gold in it.
Well, I'm gonna snatch it.
Now get out of my crime scene before I decide that maybe he was just an innocent religious patron, was framed for everything, and you idiots decided to kill him.
Yes, why don't you go tell that to Dr. Burke? He's the one that supports our
I don't
efforts.
work for Dr. Burke.
Yes, and I'm sure that'll be so
By the way-
interesting to know about it.
By the way, he has some outstanding books at the library. So if you find them, please return them.
Get out of my crime scene, or I'm gonna charge you all with obstruction. Got it?
Tiny penis, and I leave.
You say that out loud?
Yeah.
Officer, do excuse him. He's a bit odd.
Give me a persuasion check on that.
It's better than my deception check. Yes.
I'll let it slide this time, but I better not see him again causing trouble in my city.
Of course, sir. As I leave, and I make sure to stay very close to Abraham.
Dr. Othokent, can I get a hand here too?
I can at least try and treat your wounds for the worst, but let's vacate first.
Look, I had offered to do the whole arm over my shoulder thing, but at that point I'll just be dragging you on the ground.
It's fine. I think I can still walk.
I'm just making sure. I think I used my healer's kit last time only on Gobs, so...
Oh no, you used it on Nathaniel. If you hadn't, he would have died.
That is true.
I distinctly remember that bit.
Yep.
I mean, I was more meaning with my once per short rest sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So I am going to treat Nathaniel's wounds to the best of my ability. Healer's kit. There you go.
All right. And where are you guys headed?
I think we should gather somewhere where we can at least talk. So, Abraham's?
Sure.
Fine.
Oh,
This way. This way.
Yeah.
I'm taking back to my place.
All right. So, fairly uneventful as you get back to your place. It takes you a little bit of time, probably an hour or so. So it's getting about early evening when you guys get there.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do once you get there?
I'm gonna check how much is actually in that satchel.
It is 1,000 gold pieces.
Well, it's less of a payday than we hoped for, but it's a payday.
Bah, some bastard had it coming. Just give me one chance at him. Mouth off to me like that again.
Let's see, 1,000, and we're 4 people, so that's 250 for each.
What has got you on edge, Mr. Grissom?
All those people, the cameras. I don't like crowds. Sudden, just in my face. And all those questions.
People will always swarm to gossip and potential news.
Yes, they can stay out of me and my personal space.
You know, they did snap a picture of your face. If someone tracks you down, you're gonna have more visitors in your shop.
Close the doors then.
Actually, here's a question I have been wondering. What do you sell here? I mean, it is a shop.
Look around. That's that and that. I don't make my business of supply chains and understanding what people want. I sell what I have, and people sell to me, and I make do.
I think
So
what would be appropriate is knickknacks and doohickeys.
So you're
Doohickeys.
selling, sort of picks up from one of the shelves, petrified mice?
You put that down. You break everything you take, or you take everything you break, or whatever. Just put it down. I'm gonna put some tea on. I can give myself a headache. Or crowds.
Abraham, I actually had a question.
Hmm?
Well, I have lots of them, but I'm boiling it down to one a day.
Tea. Working on it. Pouring water.
You know a lot about magic, right? I mean,
Yes,
it seems
it-
like it.
I'm starting to learn more and more. What about it?
So what I did back there, that was magic, yes? The beam sword thing?
It looked arcane enough, yes. A little different, but magic enough.
Can we sit down at some point and you explain to me what that is exactly?
Energy. It's all around you. You can't interact with it normally without training.
I've had none of that.
Right, well, special things can give you access to magic without needing the training. It's like the items. Would he have anything of minor magical, like curio type, something that glows, or is it something that he could say he has in his shop that is demonstrative?
You can do a check.
What's that?
Let's do a.
Flat D20?
Yeah. Let's give me a percentile die.
Ooh, percentile.
Let's see.
Doesn't have to be special. It could just be like a model that flaps its wings or something.
A wand of light, but it's running out of juice, so it produces like a small strobe light.
It gives you a seizure. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
You have. There's an hourglass that the sand in it glows as time changes. And the more time changes, the different colors. So you can tell by looking at it just by the color, you can tell what quarter of the hour it is.
Well, here you go.
That makes sense?
Yes. The this is a magic item. It just has an enchantment on it that produces light, depending on the volume of sand in either side of it. The goal of which is to show you what time it is at a glance, at least roughly. So you don't have to examine every grain to determine how much time you have left. You just set it and glance at it when you need to. So I didn't have to have any training or knowledge to use it. It exists. And that allows me to be a little more timely. Though I don't really use it. Probably should. So yes, you don't need training so much as something to give you the access to it. Whether it's an item or enchantment or I don't know.
But you normally would need training to know how to use, for example, a sword, right? Yeah?
Well, any fool can pick one up and thrust with it, yes?
No, I mean effective.
Well,
Instinctual.
yes, if you want to do something fancy with a sword, yes, you need training. But if you just need something stabbed, if you need just something, I don't know, a hammer, you don't need to know how to do fancy twirls with it to just hammer a nail, do you? Sometimes a tool is as effective as it needs to be.
It's just, I've never held a sword before I got this black thing, and it feels right.
Well, it's a bit odd for you to have that, but then again, what happened to us is a bit odd, and I try not to look too deeply into what happened to each one of us.
What actually did happen to you? I mean, you had the book.
That's it? I had the book, giving me more access and more knowledge to magic than I ever had before.
So the book speaks to you?
No. Look, you read it. The formula here to describe the usage of spells. This one supposedly helps people sleep or forces them to. I've had to work on this one yet. Intriguing.
He's gonna try and take a look at the book. Likely not understand jack shit.
Probably not. So, I'll go over with you the spells and what happened to my character. It's the equivalent of mostly just getting the book and getting his mind corrected in whatever way. He is not so sure if it was an internal fix for his catharsis of having found the thing finally after all these years, or if he recovered something long lost. He's still pondering that.
Also,
So,
this is more
while-
Gob's asking than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
I
while
know,
those
I'm
two are
trying to-
going,
Trying to speed it up.
while those two are going over all of that, Kent and Nate, what are you guys doing?
Are you finding interesting things on the ceiling?
Well, it is a nice ceiling. No, I'm just thinking. There's a lot to digest here. But do you think we could get access to some more of those documents about the Fae? What what I felt when Laveau was channeling all that was clearly related to the Fae. I guess I'm not an expert, but I guess since the Fae realm is the only thing that's open at the moment, it has to go through that.
I suppose you are correct.
And it's where Tala is. So I'm just worried that I'm not getting any closer, and I almost died.
Well, no one ever said a life in Neap would be an easy one, but I didn't exactly expect this either.
Oh,
But the fact that you are still thinking of ways to research at least means you haven't given up yet, so you are moving forward, even if it is slowly.
well, that is comforting. Thank you, Othokent. And what about you? How are you doing?
The answer to that is not one I can easily find. I do believe some of my current predicament is I am annoyed, I think.
Annoyed. Interesting. Why is that?
In the fact that we just removed a harsh serial killer from the streets, and they were more preoccupied with the fact that he was dead, and that we killed him, than the fact that the streets are more safe.
I can explain
yeah.
that one. They just didn't
True.
want to pay out.
I do not care for the gold.
No,
It's
but
not
they
why I
do.
do it.
Gobs, I'm talking. Back, pay attention.
Yep, sorry.
Right about then, Gobs.
Yeah?
You hear this sound from your phone.
Wait, I have a phone now?
Had a phone. Did that sound come through?
I did not have a phone. You specifically told me more than once I do not have one.
Oh. Well, we're changing that. You've got one now.
I need Gobs to have a phone.
I need Gobs to have a phone right now.
Hocus pocus, bonus.
The question is, did the sound come through?
It did not.
No.
That is not coming through. Hold on. Give me just a second. Should have.
What audio have you found for him?
Come on.
It's gonna be like a 90s ringtone.
All right. Tell me if it comes through this time.
A kissing sound?
Mm-hmm. You've got a text message from somebody very specific. This is this is your custom ringtone for is her name pronounced Grida? Grida? Gry? Grida?
Grinda.
No, shut up, Sen. Grida, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a text that says, "Looks like you're famous, hun," and has a link to the local newspaper. It's website.
Lick.
Mystery group solves or stops crime spree, and it's like this mystery group was responsible for the killing or capturing killing of Papa Laveau, ending his murder spree. They were generously given the reward, as was previously mentioned, and hailed as "quote unquote" heroes by Captain Burge of the Corsairs.
Motherfucker.
Mystery group.
I'm gonna read out the article as I'm going through that sort of headline there. Generously given the promised reward. Hailed as heroes.
Those are lies. But it's not anything we can fight.
It's not worth 12 years. It's not worth 12 years. It's not worth 12 years.
Maybe.
No, you die. You literally die. You're an old man. You die.
I
He's a
don't know, they'd have to
magical
catch
old
us
man.
first.
But even so, we'll have to fight this smartly if we're going to fight it at all.
So
We
it is
lost the
getting
first round.
a bit later in the evening. Are you guys wanting to do anything else this evening?
Was there anything else to investigate? Because we did the thing and it panned out. We got Laveau, so
Mm-hmm.
Currently, we
else?
don't have anything else on our plates.
so the mystery men have nothing to do.
I do want to go back to the professor's office if we can.
Which professor?
Burke?
The professor.
The professor that you came to see who died?
Yes. Yes.
Come. Right. It's in the evening. Are you gonna go out
Not
and
today.
Not today. Okay.
Like, I'm still licking my wounds.
All right, well, I better show the two of you where you have to sleep.
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Being a bother.
Oh, I was about to say, did you tear my lab coat or something?
No.
You're not being a bother.
never.
If you were a bother, I would not have invited you.
Well, that's nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So Nate and Gobs are going back to Kent's house.
Mhm.
Is there anything anybody else is wanting to do this evening as they head home and go to sleep?
Just study the book. I want to just keep diving into it because he's more concerned about that than he is about the worldly business that went on, and he's trying to forget the anxiety spike from all the crowds.
Right. So all of that being said, let's go ahead and as you guys go home, you eat a little bit, you get a little bit of rest, and you go to sleep that evening. This is where we will level to level 2.
Great.
DM's going to take a break.
Yay.
Before I do that, I need to go to the bathroom.
So yeah, as we do this, because this is the first time leveling in this campaign, the only thing that's going to be a little bit different than I did last time is hit points. We're going to play it by the book. You can either roll it or take average. So if you roll it, but I will let you re-roll ones.
Like we did
Okie
last
dokie.
game.
Well, last time it was if you rolled less than average, you take average.
Oh,
This time, if you roll a 2, you're taking that 2.
You're taking the 2.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I mean, taking average is just boring.
Taking average is saving lives.
I will take max, thanks.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take this too.
I'm not making it 8. I rolled a 6, so I added 6 to my hit points.
No, you'll also be adding your constitution bonus, so
Yeah, you add
are
your
adding
con to it.
Yeah, that's right. You're correct. I was so straight on like, okay, I'm rolling a d6. Just ignore the bonuses, and I was just focused on that. Didn't realize the bonus actually didn't matter. A 5. You got average. So boring.
1 point below
Average.
average.
Rolled a d5, a d10. And he's got a 5.
Yeah.
It's average.
No, average is 6.
Average is. That would sort of be true. It kind of breaks my brain to consider that.
It's half plus 1.
I
Taking
know.
average.
So go ahead and level up. Let me know if you have any questions as you're
I
going
have
through it.
16 hit points. Seems beefy for a level 2 wizard.
I mean, you did just roll max.
I don't know. And I have 2 cons, so
Almost as much hit points as I do.
How many hit points do you have?
19.
Oh, I have more than you. I have 21.
I gained
I
so
don't
much.
have that
it's gonna
good
take
a
a while.
con. Okay. Level 2. I get spells. Woo!
I now have 2 spell slots. Fear me.
And I know exactly what I'm getting. Because I'm a ranger. No, not Hunter Shark.
Under shock.
I finally got my quill. Yay.
Nice.
All right.
Now go back in time and get that scroll.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ah, for frick's sakes, they don't have Sever Strike in the compendium.
Zephyr Strike is good.
And also
Yes, that's why I'm getting it.
my book is alive.
I'm sorry, what?
My book is alive. My spell book
What?
is alive.
It can also float.
Ah!
That's at level 6. I can conjure forth the consciousness from the spell book. It's just, it has sentience now.
That's not at all frightening.
Have you not looked at Order of Scribes, Doc?
I have.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have the lowest intelligence in the group. Great.
I have probably the lowest charisma and wisdom of the group.
But did you tank both of them?
Oh, they're both 10. They're both at the straight average.
Oh,
I didn't tank them. I didn't leave them at 8. Everything's at. I put everything typically on my characters at 10 before I do anything.
I see. Intelligence is my dump stat.
Intelligence is my dump truck.
Yeah, but what about your character?
Nice. You think you're funny?
I saw an opening. I had to go for it.
Good thing you're right.
Oh, self-deprecation never gets old.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to make a really grim dark joke there. But I can't, not with the stream going.
You can write it. No one can see what you're writing. I'm trying to figure out what
No.
spell I want to grab.
I don't want to. It's too dark.
He doesn't want to get canceled.
Indeed.
I get 1 spell slot.
Well, I got 2.
Intelligence mod plus your wizard level. It's a number I can prepare. So I can prepare 1 more and I get 1 more slot. Don't know that many, so
Unseen Servant seems like a waste. Also doesn't really fit the theme I'm going for. Yeah. Yeah, that one. I mean, it's not a great spell, but it's better than nothing.
I don't get to learn new spells till I find them. Hey,
Yes, you do. You get 2 spells per level.
do I?
Yeah.
Hmm?
I was trying to figure out where I read where that was, or if that existed, but I couldn't find it.
It's to get more beyond those 2 spells per level. As long as you can learn that level of spell and you come across it in the wild, you can add it to your spell book.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah, the 2 spells per level are supposed to be your own research.
I see. Here we go. Tally ho.
I heard it says
Fighting style.
learning spells of 1st level and higher. Each time you gain a wizard level, you can add 2 wizard spells of your choice to your spell book. Each of these spells must be of a level for which you have spell slots, as shown on the wizard table. On your adventures, you might find other spells you can add to your spell book.
Yay.
And do you also remember how many you can prepare?
Yes, it's my level plus my intelligence mod.
Yeah. Sorry, that I just realized that came off as really condescending. That was not the intention. I'm sorry.
You should be.
I'm very sorry. Please let me live.
Aw.
No, I'll make it to where you'll wish you were dead.
Poor Otho.
Could have done better on that health roll.
Okay, I need to pick up some Eldritch Invocations. Is this gonna be the one character where I don't grab Agonizing Blast?
Yeah,
Nah.
this is the character where you just keep pushing people around.
I mean, I actually do have a Warlock planned for a future campaign that is all about pushing people.
What you do is you choose mobile so you can keep moving so you can get the right angle to push them.
Not
And with
mobile,
all
though. I'm
all
taking
that spell increase, range increase, so you can push people at a mile away.
Right, and then you line up with a spyglass so you can see them, and you just start sniping royalty off of parapets and stuff like that, and so they fall all the way down to the ground.
What I planned for that one is to grab the Bludgeoner feat and then play a Dow Warlock. So I can go, this Eldritch Blast deals bludgeoning damage. And since it's bludgeoning damage, push 5 feet. Also the pushing blast, push 10 feet. Also the pulling blast, so pull 10 feet afterwards. Did I mention that you're standing in spike growth?
I mean, what if you just did a push, pull, push, and then you're just going back and forth over a trap?
That is actually how that works. If you have multiple sources of forced movement, the player who's forcing that decides in what order they trigger. So I literally can, rules as written, go push, pull, push. Just grind them over something.
I call this move the Shredder.
Just imagine someone standing in the middle of spike growth just being ground to a fine paste along it.
All right. How we doing on getting to level 2?
I'm just
Just
missing the
copy.
Eldritch Invocations.
Just working on copying the last bit.
I should be done.
Okay, I'm going to grab a drink real quick while you guys finish that up.
You got it, man.
We don't get anything else on level 2, right?
Yes, on
There's
level 2,
nothing.
we only get level 2.
Yeah, there's nothing universal here.
Ooh, what is...
Whispers of the grave, speak with the dead at will. I speak with dead people. Wait, what is it that jump does again? Just triple jump distance. Okay.
Yeah, very unexciting.
Yeah, because I was looking at Otherworldly Leap. Cast jump at will without expending a spell slot? That could be good. What does jump do? Jump sucks. Okay, let's not do that. If I was a different type of warlock, I'd definitely grab Misty Visions for infinite silent image. Gobx is not subtle enough for that.
Was tempted to take the fighting style that gives druidic cantrips.
Oh, I completely get you. It's nice if you want to lean more into the spellcasting bit, and there are some good druid spells.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that the Talon something, the one that gives you like the 1d12 damaging acid talons.
Is that on a cantrip?
It's a cantrip.
Huh. Neat.
It is a melee one, but
Don't really plan on doing melee. If I can avoid it.
How we doing? Everybody ready?
Almost just
looking
need
for
my
the
fill.
right one. Where there it is.
By the way, John, before you leave, I need to tell you about the dinner I had last night.
Sounds good.
Oh,
Oh,
are we
it
not
was-
allowed to hear?
Well, the rest of you can, but I know John in particular will enjoy it because I know John.
I mean, shared?
Yeah, we'll after the session, I'll tell you guys.
Oh, our viewers are not allowed to hear? Okay, got it.
I mean, they're allowed to. It's just it will take me probably 20 minutes to tell everything about it.
He wants to save the time to have
Oh,
the game.
okay.
The game
Yeah.
that we're doing. The game.
Yeah, that thing. All right. So while the remaining players are finishing leveling to 2, which is not necessarily a big deal at the moment, so I just wanted you guys to have that opportunity. It was once you guys settled the bounty and went to sleep the next night is when you guys were going to level. So good job on that. So congrats on the first level up of the campaign. Woo! Yay! Woo!
It's a huge one
Yay.
for me. Thank you so much.
So the
Also quite
evening
tough.
is fairly uneventful. The next morning, there's a loud pounding bang on Othokent's door.
I'm awake. I'm
Who-
awake.
Just as a quick clarification, who stayed at Abraham?
Nobody stayed at your place
Gotcha.
at all.
Abraham is alone. Also, did you all note the 250 gold down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Begging. Otho, go.
I'm awake.
Banging Otho?
I'm awake.
Wait, who's banging Otho?
Quiet, the two of you. I go to the door.
Doc, remind me, Brahm Southware, what race was he?
Wolf.
A dwarf. So you do you look through the door? I assume you've got a peephole or something like that.
Considering where I'm living, I definitely have a peephole.
So you look through and you see kind of 3 street toughs standing there. The one who's standing up front is a younger, patchy bearded dwarf whose nose has obviously been broken at one point. Give me an insight check. Okay. They are scared half to death. Like you could tell that there's a mild amount of panic in their eyes.
Well, all right. I am going to open the door. Good morning,
you-
gentlemen.
When you open the door, the dwarf just hands you an envelope. Says, "Give this to Gobs, please."
Of course. Anything else, my good sir?
You see him look up, and then he looks at you and goes, "Nah, that's it. That's it." And then they all kind of stutter and walk away, and they keep looking back over their shoulders.
Huh.
In your direction.
Have a nice day, sirs. And I close the door.
Okay.
Gobs, there's mail for you.
Yeah, coming. Sort of
was the-
stumbling out of the room, half dressed. Mail. Yeah. What time is it even?
Decently early, but it was delivered by a stunted fellow with a broken nose bone.
You see her nostrils flare up and she bolts for the door.
No. We're not doing this morning.
Just a bit. Just a little bit. Just one swing.
Gobs, I'm sure with how you are now, you would kill the man.
Yeah, that's the plan.
No.
Fine. I presume I'm being physically restrained, by the way.
Othokent is doing it more with his size than with his strength, because his strength does not exist.
Neither does Gob. She has 8 strength.
Exactly, so we're on an even playing field here, except I'm bigger.
I just expected you picking her up.
Yes.
He's using his large iguana belly to smother him.
Well,
Now I'm using my tail.
Hmm.
Hey, these things comes off, right?
I'm not that kind of species. Ow, ow, ow.
Not this particular one, but if he actually does provide us trouble in the future and we have reason to do it, then you can hit him. But now, no.
Fine.
Good. I'll go make us some coffee.
Good morning. Who wants waffles?
Huh?
Fuck you.
And yes.
Oh, coffee is already ready.
Also, yes to both.
Okay, coming right up.
I've not stayed with someone who slept less than I do. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's infuriating. Hey,
It's
what time do
great.
we open? What time do we open? I mean, we're technically working here.
Currently, I only have walk-ins and such. Both of you still need to go through some training before I'll open up the clinic for the public again.
Fair
And the
enough.
side jobs I have made so I can afford to stay publicly closed for a bit.
Hey, I'm gonna go read whatever this is. Likely gonna make me a bit angry, so I'm gonna do that in my own room. Because you guys don't deserve that.
Yeah,
But call
of
me if you
course.
need
Take the
something
coffee.
amputated. Sorry,
I'm coming
what-
now, Nate. And
What?
Ofo leaves. I just said, I'm coming now, Nate. And Ofo leaves Scops alone.
Dobbs is gonna go back in and read whatever. Well, take a look at whatever's in that envelope.
All right, so it's a smaller envelope. It's like a 3x5 envelope. When you open it and pull it out, it's a black single card with 2 silver, like, angry eyes painted on it out of actual silver. You have heard of these, and you should be very, very afraid. This is a summoning letter by Eldridge, who is, as best as everybody knows, the leader of the Shrouds. If you get one of these letters, you're being summoned to meet with him in the Bilge, which is the bar in possible headquarters of the Shroud Casino that's in the Keel.
Let me just check on notes because I remember reading about the Shroud, but I didn't commit it to memory.
Yeah, they're the shadowy underground organized crime group.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so the known leader of the Shroud is summoning you to his bar casino inn for a meeting.
And that's why he was so afraid.
That would be why he's so afraid.
He might be worried he's been messing with the wrong people. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, that's... I'm gonna go see if the magic works on that half plate.
Yeah, if you put it on, it resizes to you.
You hear a small voice in the back of your head. Told you.
Roscoe, why are you here?
Hi, Roscoe.
It's just funny because the ravens can mimic my voice.
I understand that completely.
It's funny.
So yeah, you've been summoned.
All right, that's okay. We'll deal. I'm gonna head back out to the others, fully dressed in that shirt and everything. It looks like a shirt, right? Is it a shirt of
Mhm.
any design, or is it something specific?
It's a long sleeve button up shirt, like a dress shirt. Pearl buttons,
Yeah.
diamond cufflinks that
Oh,
are skulls.
Oh, I can work with this.
I will say, Nathaniel, these are the best waffles I've ever had.
Yeah, well, I do try.
Well,
I had to do with what I had here.
I will also extend by I've never had waffles before, but I do like.
Do try some of the maple syrup.
I do not remember having maple syrup.
Oh, I had some.
Ah,
Why are
Brought
you
it with
carrying
me.
around maple syrup?
Well, it's from my hometown. Also,
Wait, the-
welcome back. Want some more coffee?
Yes, please. I actually haven't had any yet, so yes, please.
Okay. There you go.
So, what do you think? Am I pulling this shirt off?
Sure.
Do you have it
I mean,
tucked in or untucked?
Untucked.
I mean,
Looks a
you just
little sloppy, but it's a nice enough shirt that even sloppy, it looks good.
you just put it on. Why would you pull it off on?
It's a turn of phrase like, am I wearing
I'm
this? Does this
kidding.
look... I can't tell when you're kidding yet.
Your jokes are
Yeah.
getting better, though.
But yes, it does fit your frame.
Thank you. So,
Am I pulling off this naked apron?
no, you're keeping that on.
Just watch out for hot grease if you are naked.
That was a joke.
This would be the perfect time for a customer to walk in.
Well, front door's locked, and we're currently in the back. It's a
So,
lot
are we...
cheaper to have my house attached to the clinic than have it separate.
So, are we going to be busy today?
No.
Yeah, you don't have any scheduled patients for today.
In that case, I know this is bad form just being employed, but do you mind if I take some of the day off then?
Well, why? If I may ask.
It's one of those things where the less you know, the better you're going to be off. But if you really want to know, I don't mind sharing.
I mean, I'm just gonna ask, is it somewhere you'd prefer to go alone or prefer to have help?
Bit of both, really. I don't want to get you guys mixed up in whatever might be going on there.
I mean, we almost just died twice together.
Yeah, but these
Thrice,
are,
actually.
yeah, but these are bad people.
Othokent kinda lackadaisically is gonna look at his PD and do up his schedule and say, ever since you contacted me, or well, I suppose Abraham can't see me with that job, I've been wrapped up in things beyond my comprehension. So I doubt it can get any worse.
You know who the Shade is? It was the Shade, right?
Shades.
Shades. Do you know who the Shades are?
You don't even have to do a check. Everybody who's spent any time in the city, outside of tourists, anybody who lives here knows of who they are.
I'm a tourist.
You're not a tourist at this point. You've been here like 6 months.
Great.
I know of them, yes.
Yeah. I've been sent a personal summon. And it was brought here by a guy I'd rather see in the gutter.
Ah,
So
stoutly dwarf.
that's yeah. So that's very much a show of force that they forced him to do that.
I didn't think you were a part of the Shades.
I'm not. That's why I'm worried about why I might be summoned. Because that typically means I've been messing with something of theirs that I shouldn't have.
Perhaps. Or maybe they just want a piece of you now that you have shown some fame.
I really hope not.
Either way, it does sound bad.
Yeah. And I can't exactly ignore it, because that's a good way to get backstabbed in an alley.
What do you think, Othokent? Should we all go? Bring up Mr. Grissom and be the bodyguards for a day?
I'm not gonna lie, I would be preferred walking up to them prepared than coming here and being unprepared. So I'd say we pay them a visit.
I mean, sure. Are we gonna bring Abraham as well?
If he wants to go, going to give the offer.
I think that's a good way of going about it.
I think he has a lot of tension he needs to let out after last night, so he'll probably be up for it. Maybe.
I mean, hopefully there's not gonna be any fighting or anything. Just a lot of veiled threats. And probably more overt ones.
But first, breakfast.
Yes.
Oh, do you want
Also-
some apples with this?
Apples?
Yeah, that's a joke. I don't know where to get apples here.
I mean,
Also, you two are getting
There
homework
wouldn't be apples. You would have the closest approximation to them would be things like water chestnuts.
apple sauce imported in a can?
That would command a very pretty penny in the town.
Water chestnuts.
But yeah, you're also getting homework in the evening.
Okie
Alright.
dokie.
And I'm gonna hand off the medical textbooks.
Oh,
Oh,
let's
that's a
change
lot
that.
of reading.
You would have you could have figs. You could have pomegranates.
Kumquats.
No,
Mhm.
kumquats can't grow in brackish water, as far as I know. But those two can. A pomelo can as well.
I'm
But
fine
Milla's
with
fucking
figs.
grow it.
Fig actually does kind of go well with the whole syrup thingy.
And as an old man,
Yeah.
I approve because I
They
don't give a
keep me
fig.
regular.
And I can say I don't give a fig.
Oh, God.
So, as a wise man once said, let's go.
Yes.
Hey, do any of you have Abraham's number? I don't think I
Yes.
have it.
I do.
I don't have a phone.
Well, don't worry, the universe will manifest one for you when it needs it.
Oh no! Your phone suddenly explodes.
It's like a cat. You don't buy one, it just arrives.
But I'll just send you his contact info.
Please do.
By the way, when I'm saying PDA, it has the stylus and everything.
Yeah.
How are you
And-
using that?
With the stylus.
And does
Well,
it have
have you-
one line of display with a sliding text?
Of course.
Awesome.
Was the best PDA I could acquire. The salesman was very much adamant that it would be perfect for all my needs.
Has it been perfect for all your needs?
Close. Didn't taste very well.
Tried to eat it.
All right. So, do you guys reach out to our dear friend, Mr. Abraham?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Abraham? Or do you guys just text him? Do you call him?
Call.
Call him. Okay. And who calls him?
I mean,
Gobs.
I'm the one asking, so
All right. So give him a call.
all right, calling up the number is given for him.
What? What do you want? I've made amazing discoveries here.
Oh, what did you discover?
What? Who is this?
It's Gobs.
Gobs.
Milla.
Milla! Oh, yes. I made amazing discoveries. You must come over right away. Click.
Told us to come over. He's discovered something.
Well, all right. I better make sure it's not another hernia.
It's a hemorrhoid.
Oh,
Check
God.
it out. It's the
It's a
biggest one I've had.
I've named
No.
it Jim.
It's a new record.
Say hi, Jim. Boy.
Do you ever wonder why we can't have nice things? It's because for some reason I invited Cyntari to join the campaign.
And Roscoe explodes.
John is dying.
He used to have a friend named John, and then he laughed himself to death.
We are gathered here today in loving memory.
He's
Oh, wow.
gurgling.
Take off my headset.
Was it good for you too?
I've been laughing this whole time. He's just been louder.
Was that the second time this campaign we killed you off?
New headset, who this?
So, note to self GMs, don't let me play an old man.
What do you mean? You're now forced to play an old man in all future campaigns.
Oh, hey. I brought you some fig juice.
Oh, great! It'll help my hemorrhoid.
Wait, why are you pouring it? Is it gurgling?
It's gained sentience. It's awakened.
Hi, my name's Bill. I'm not a bad guy. I just hang out with assholes. See what you've done? Do you see what you've done?
You know, in my line of work, I see a lot of shit.
You gotta take
You know,
it.
so you know what?
Give it.
Sometimes you just got to clean yourself off and just stick in there. You know, just just do your part and
Just cling on. Just hold on.
yeah. And I'm burning with passion. I'm just saying. Sometimes
I'm just bursting with all this energy, all this passion.
a little difficult to be around sometimes because I always make my presence known. But we can coexist.
You know what to say?
You kind of bum me out.
You guys, you know what they say? Blood's thicker than water.
I think this is one of the first times where I can actually think about the statement of vomiting from laughter as true. Jesus Christ.
So that's the part of that joke.
So did you burst a hemorrhoid?
Jesus
She
Christ.
calls you son?
No, I was worried I was going to taste the pistachios I just ate for a second time.
That is still the greatest joke I've ever made in my life. We used to, when we played World of Warcraft, this our main tank and our main healer were married, and something was going on. I don't remember what it was, but they were giving the tank a hard time.
They're giving each other shit.
Well,
Made a
no,
comment
everybody.
that Yatala probably calls you worse.
No, people were giving him a hard time. I was like, whoa, don't call him that. His wife's here. And she goes, oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
She calls me names that not even, or she calls me things not even my dad would call me. And I said, wait, she calls you son? So I don't think we finished that raid that night.
We did.
No.
Did. It was right before library in Karazhan and we cleared it. We had to take like a 30-minute break.
Yeah. We
So
lost.
He doesn't.
So, Sunscream, do you
But
really
he
think
does.
it's wise to admit to murder on a live channel?
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yeah. Nah, that's
He
good
does
old-
call her
big-
mommy, though.
Yeah, big house in Yatala. I remember them dearly. So back when me and Sen really enjoyed WoW. Back when WoW was good. Anyways,
It's been a while.
all right. So you guys show up.
Yes.
And just to get things back on track, he's just all excited because of his new level. His new spell book is alive, he says. No real proof of that in front of you because it's a spell book. Sentience really only interacts with him. But he can summon a quill from nothingness right on any surface and erase it immediately. A useful tool allows me to copy anything I want to. Now, what did you guys want?
So you know who the Shades are?
Must I ask you a question? Oh God.
This joke will not die.
It won't. I've created a monster.
And nobody wants to see Marshall no more.
No, that's some shady. Yeah. The Shades. Oh, what about those vile fools?
Well, I've been summoned.
Why? How do they know about you? What have you been doing?
Same as you.
What?
I've
You mean
literally
same as me? I haven't done anything wrong to get their attention.
No, as in I've literally been doing the same thing you have since we got back.
Oh, I haven't received a summons, so what have you done?
Same as you. Well, I did beat up like a sailor.
Why? Why?
You had it coming.
I'll take your word for it. But what do the Shades want with you?
I don't know. They typically don't explain things. They just go, get here or we get you. And I'm
Okay.
more intent on getting there than them getting me.
That sounds like a wonderful idea. And?
Well, I wanted to extend the invitation.
Oh, does it say +1 on there?
Oh, it certainly does not, but
Oh, and I'll be welcome, will I?
let me put it this way. It's unwise to go there without backup. They expect you to bring backup.
They expect. And where did you read that?
I didn't read it anywhere. They don't write these things down.
Then how do you know that they expect you to bring somebody? and I won't just walk into there and they'll be like, kill the old man. Well, I help you. I just want to know what do you expect of me. Like, it's going to be safe for me to go.
I mean, it's about as safe as anything else, but I'm not going to force you to it. I'm asking
Oh, you don't have to. I'm going, but you just come in here and you just can't even guarantee my safety.
Oh, I can't guarantee anything because
And he winks at you, letting you in on the joke. He's just been giving you a hard time the whole time. He wasn't going to let you go without help.
thank you.
And he smiles underneath all his big bushy mustache. He smiles and just, come on now, let's go.
Thank you, really thank you.
He's chuckling to himself. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. Abraham and Frank may have a little in common.
All right. So, I guess I'd know the way there roughly.
Yeah, anybody who's like, because the bilge it's a place, right? You know, it's a rough and tumble bar, rumored to if you're in proper standing with some less than savory people, that you get allowed access to the casino floor, because it is well known to have multiple floors, and then that's the things that are known. It's rumored that the guy who owns it owns the place. It's a Luxodon known as Eldridge. That Luxodon he's at least the face of the organization known as the Shades. Some people debate whether he runs it or if he's just kind of a puppet, right? The fall guy, so to speak. But it's rumored that he also has a substantial base of operations as part of a hidden floor. So, because it's built multiple levels, the actual bilge itself, the inn/bar portion, is kind of on that in between level, like Abraham's shop is, right? It's kind of in that not quite all the way down, where the casino is definitely down in the keel, and the rumored base, if it exists, would be below that, possibly sitting partially under the waterline, depending on the tides. So, but yeah, everybody knows where it's at. Everybody who runs in the kinds of groups you do, right? Because like when you were like maybe 15, you may have actually been there a couple times. Like when you were 15, you would be like, yeah, I'm gonna go sneak into the bilge, and you started trying to sneak in and got thrown out by a bouncer, stuff like that.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah,
it's not okay.
yep. So you do know where it is.
Yeah, I'm thinking of heading straight there then. It seems it's probably the kind of place that never really closes.
Correct.
Yeah. So yeah, just leading the way, walking through the city.
Following along.
Okay.
Watching, being alert, trusting that my friend, probably my only friend, like the other ones I'm getting to know better.
Perception checks. All right.
Hang on.
Does anybody have a
Roscoe.
passive perception over 15?
Nope.
Okay.
Mine is 15.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you start heading that way. It is. Do I have my map up? I do. It's about. I'd say about here is when you get to the stairs that lead down to the front of the bilge.
Yep.
There is a half-orc, a female half-orc with a giant battle axe watching the front door. Can I help you? As you guys start to walk up.
Sure hope you can. Gonna pull out the letter.
Inside.
Thank you. Also, those arms are fucking amazing.
On straight. Winks at you.
Slapped your ass.
Good luck in there, little one. And holds the door open for you.
Yay.
So, as you walk in, there's not really much going on. There's not any patrons or anything at this hour. You can see to your right is the bar itself. There's a kind of a typical, like, middle-aged barkeep cleaning glasses. There's a barmaid behind the counter. She is a half-elf, and they're just cleaning stuff. There's a stage to your left where, there's a piano and some instruments just kind of laying about because obviously there's nobody to entertain. Tables are still kind of dirty. There's about 6 tables sitting out and about. Haven't been cleaned up. You can see some of them even have like chessboards on them and stuff like that where people were playing games before the end of the night. There's a fireplace that's kind of died down. Couple empty stools at the bar.
Oh, look at Tooth.
Right about then, the doors behind you open up,
Ooh, newcomer.
and you see standing behind you. Can I have this pop up for you? Let's see if I can have it pop up for you.
Car warranty. Hey, that's not the pop-up I wanted.
Oh no, it's the Geico Gecko. Run.
No.
I'll have to describe this to you because I can't get it to pop up. So you see a black-clad person with steel armor on and a kind of a black and steel mask step in behind you. They have their hands resting on 2 long swords. Good. Proceed ahead. He's waiting for you.
I'm inclined to do whatever the scary man says.
Nah.
Yeah. So not directly across. So almost directly across from where you came in is the fireplace. To the left of the fireplace, there's another set of doors. When you go through those doors, on the other side of those doors, there's actually kind of hunched down because he's so big. There, as you walk through him, it's kind of to your left. There's an ogre, just sitting there with his big wooden club. It looks like it's an actual piece of a mast that has been broken off, and he's just holding on to it and goes, "Hey, what are you?" And then the armored person steps in and goes, "Oh, sorry, Phil. It's quite all right. Keep going." And as you come in here, you see a fireplace to your left, another sitting space to your right. There's kind of nice sitting places through here. You can kind of tell this is the lodging area. So, like, if you came into the bar and you rented a room, this is where the rooms are. So it's kind of a big kind of central room and then a hallway, and there's doors on the left and right as you go down. There's about 8 rooms in total, 5 on your left, 3 on the right, because the waiting room takes up where the other 2 rooms would be, or the central room would be. And there's another door at the end of the hallway.
That's where we're going.
Everybody's still approaching just like normal?
Yeah. They're obviously trying to make an impression on us with this big guy. I really don't think they're too scared of us. But they're really trying to make us scared.
Well, the big guy's staying at the door, so he's just one of the door people. The dark clothinged metal armored guy, he's actually pretty small.
Right, but Abraham's interpreting as all as like they're trying to make an impression on us.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he's acting like unconcerned, like yeah, sure. Respect your stuff. I get that. All this is all too much. Come on, guys.
So when you get to the door that's at the end of this hallway, this is a much more secured door, iron banded, things like that. Has a sturdy lock on it. The wall, you can tell just by looking at it. Behind it is kind of reinforced, and the person, the dark cloaked person, again, they're about 4'8". They're not big by any stretch. This person isn't. Walks in front of you, takes something out of their pocket and holds it up to a panel on the side of the door, and you hear the door unlock.
4 of them?
No, there's one door.
No. Of them, 4 locks. How many people were doing that cloak thing?
One.
One person. Okay. You said these people were not cloaked. I was thinking like there's multiple of them. They had like a timed lock where they'd open up with different keys. Sorry.
No. He fished something out of his cloak.
Yeah.
And holds it up to the panel on the side of the door.
Right.
And you hear a locking, a metal mechanical sound as the door unlocks. And he holds it open, and it's a stairway down.
Well, that proves that urban legend.
After what we've been through, not much should surprise us. I kind of mutter to Milla. We go in.
Yeah, I mean, it's an impressive place. Also, if we need to run, we're screwed.
Oh yes, this is very dangerous. You see that guy with the swords?
Very dangerous.
Just seems like a bit much for the likes of us.
Right. So yeah, it's actually, as you step through, you're on a landing, and there's a twin stairwell down. Oh, come on.
Going down the right one.
Okay. And this map is 100% ready, so you guys can see this one. So it's a little bit easier. Choo-choo.
I don't see a map. Did I give you up? Dang it, sound scream.
All right. It's a pretty big map, and most of it you guys can't see.
Oh, there it is, in the square in the middle of it all.
Square in the middle, there should be an
Zero.
area
Yeah.
that you can see. If you want to go ahead and put your tokens on there, you're
tiny.
welcome to.
Tiny.
So, yep, and that is to scale. So, as you guys move through this, I'm just going to reveal it. I don't have, again, I apologize, I was kind of pressed for time today. So I don't have Phil's token ready, and I don't have the token of the person you're going to see, but I wanted you to see this area. So, again, Phil's leading the pack. He opens the door for you and leads you into kind of a dining room.
John, you alive, John?
Yeah.
Token?
Oh, fun thing, my token's invisible.
What?
Yeah, I pulled out a token, but it doesn't appear. Just give me a second, we'll pull out a new one. There you go. First one I pulled out was literally invisible, and that was hilarious. So I was just fascinated.
I also did not set this. The map layer. All right. So, yeah, you get to see this room. There's a door to your left. And this is just kind of, you can kind of tell this is just like a basic dining room. Nothing too fancy. He just continues walking straight across to the set of double doors across the way. And opens them. I'm going to assume you guys are just following him until otherwise told.
For some reason, I can't control my character anymore. I can by dragging him, but not my arrow keys.
Yeah, that's because this map doesn't have a grid.
Gotcha.
So he's going to let you into this room, which you can kind of tell. Well, here, let me do it this way so it's a little bit better. So you can, I'll show you that much. So you can kind of tell this is a barracks-ish area. Not a full-blown barracks, but something you would expect, like, if they had guards stationed here, this is where they hot bunk for the night.
Yeah.
He then walks over and unlocks the door, or opens the door that's here. And you guys proceed into the next hallway. Much, much, much nicer hallway. So there's nice tile on the floor, leading up to a much more ornate door. And he continues walking down, and he opens. He does that. This time, he does the dramatic opening both doors maneuver, and you see a specific waiting room here. Oh yeah, I was playing with tokens a little bit earlier. Forgot about that. We do not need two of you. Alright, so he says, wait here, I'll let him know you're here. And
Not
he's-
enough time for a cigarette.
And he is, please do not smoke in here.
All right.
And he opens or knocks on this door, and you hear a real gruff, come in. He opens the door and walks through it for a moment.
Comfy chairs.
They are actually very comfortable. There's just little like pomegranates, some oranges, that kind of stuff sitting out here. Glasses, and some fresh water is sitting there. Anything you guys would like to discuss or do before going into the next room?
I still can't figure out why we're here. I mean, unless these guys are like in league with the what's his face?
Level?
Yeah, I mean, no, then they wouldn't have called us here. Then they would have just had us killed.
Yeah. What
Unless
about Burke?
they could have known about DeVoe and had dealings with him and just interested. Information's also a commodity. Excuse me. So I'm
That's
stuck in my
also
throat.
true. I mean, maybe they know about our little trip out to sea, and this is what that is about.
I think the less we say, the better in here. We're probably being monitored.
Maybe they just saw us performing a good thing here and thought they could use our services for something.
Again, I think we're being monitored in here.
Yes.
Most
I
likely.
think you're right.
About then, the door opens fully, and the person in dark clothing says, "You may come in now."
All right.
Mm-hmm. Follow in.
Boop, 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 and boop, boop, boop,
Beep, boop.
boop. It should have.
Should have booped.
Hey, helps if I select the reveal tool, doesn't it?
Beep, beep, boop.
It tends to help, yeah. Ah, an empty office. Exciting.
Again, I don't have the tokens done. Leave me alone. All right. So, as you walk into this room, I want everybody to give me perception checks.
Hey,
Finally,
Today is
a
Othokent's
decent
bad
roll.
day, apparently.
And Roscoe got 6.
All right.
Yay, Roscoe.
does your bird poop on the carpet?
So
It's a
I will
spirit.
say Abraham and Kent do not notice this person immediately. Perfectly makes sense that Gobs would notice this person immediately. So I'll tell you who you all see first and foremost. Because as you step in, the dark person steps out and shuts the door behind you. Sitting at the desk is a large, older Luxodon. Had no hair on his head. Is missing an eye. His right tusk is snapped off just past where it would jut out the mouth. And he's just very large, older. You can tell he's an old Luxodon. Grizzled, scars all over him, and he's just looking dead at you. Yes, welcome. The two of you that rolled a 20 and 21 notice as you come in to the left over here. Oh, I gotta get my select tool back. Leaning against a wall. And that's I'm gonna describe this from Nate's perspective. Nate,
Yeah.
you see a goblin woman standing there. And if you look at Gobs and imagine Gobs 30 years older, that's what you're looking at. Gobs,
Oh, no.
your mom is standing in the corner with her back up against the wall. And she looks just she always you can tell that she's sober currently, and she's never happy when she's sober. So she looks as unhappy as usual standing there. Ah, Gobs. Yes. Come, have a seat. We have much to discuss.
I should say.
Yes. Did you have a good journey here? Were my associates cordial to you?
I have no complaints.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I see you brought your friends with you.
Yeah.
Good, good. That'll make this easier, because I'm assuming that things were split evenly. Let's get to business, young lady. You see, your mother has been a patron of our establishment lately, and it seems she's come into quite a bit of debt. I happen to see in the local newspaper that you've come into a large sum of money, and since she cannot pay, her debt falls to you. Thankfully, you've done the city a favor recently, so it should be no problem for you to pay the 12,000 gold pieces she owes me. Now, do you have it in coin, or do we need to set up a transfer?
Yeah. And we weren't paid that much.
Huh. But the bounty was for 15,000, was it not?
That
Are
it
you-
was.
Telling me your friends won't pitch in to help save your mother?
I
Is that
would
what
love
I'm to
to.
understand?
The gods never gave us the 15,000. They said
It's-
the bounty was only for information.
We were threatened with an arrest order if we did not leave immediately.
Here's the 250 I have from the 1,000 they gave us.
I have 250 as well. We literally got them last night. No time to spend any.
Money means little to me. Take it. Don't care.
You can have my 300 as well. But what you've heard in the news is very much, what do you call it?
I mean, would you
Lies.
have ever trusted the guards to play straight with something like that?
The guards would never not pay me what I'm owed.
Seems like they respect you a lot more than they respect us.
So no.
Well, how do you propose to amend this situation?
She finds a way to pay off her debt. Her problem, it seems. Very much her problem.
I demand satisfaction, young goblin.
I think that would kill her.
Don't think he's being that crude.
I know Otho just took that literally. That's
I demand gold or blood. Which is it going to be?
I don't have gold and I'm not inclined to pay with
whatever
blood.
you want, but you're looking in the wrong place for either. Seems like you're choosing to drag us into this because you can't find a solution to the problem. Like an extortion attempt.
Don't think that your age will prevent me from cutting out that smart tongue of yours.
And don't prevent that your power prevent me from saying the truth. He just shrugs at him. I respect your power. You can kill me here, but if you're afraid of words, then what does that say about your stature?
He said you would pay.
Who said?
I'm not talking to you. And he turns and looks at Gobs again. So,
Again,
what are you
Said.
paying with?
I'm paid with work. It's literally all I can do.
Harlot, come here. He says, looking at your mother, and she walks over. And you can tell, like, she looks at you kind of disgusted. And then I want you to do a, oh goodness, my brain's not working.
Insight?
Insight check, thank you, on her.
That was not good.
You see a strange look on her face that you've not really seen before. Not anger, not disgust, but something. You don't really get it. But she's kind of speechless for a second as she comes around the table and can, like, fully see you.
Yeah.
Put your hand on the desk. She just looks at him. He goes, on the desk. She puts her hand down, and he pulls a short sword out of his belt. And the short sword is made of pure ivory. You can tell that his broken off tusk was made into this short sword. And he just stabs it through her forearm and into the desk. And she just cries out in pain. He grabs her by the back of the hair and goes, her blood and pain has paid for 2,000 gold and 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, it's either the rest of her blood or the 10,000 gold. In full, at once. Am I clear, little goblin?
Yes. Crystal clear.
Leave. And he pulls the dagger or the short sword out of her arm, and she just puts her hand on it to stop the bleeding and just holds it and stands there next to him.
Very quietly, very measured, getting out of the chair. She's not really looking at her mother at this point. She keeps her eyes on him. Before basically walking to leave, just focusing hard on where she's going.
As you guys, I assume that you're all going to follow Gobs out.
I am slightly conflicted.
Okay, what would you like to
I want
do?
to shoot him.
Someone needs medical attention, and I intend to give it to her.
Okay.
So I'm gonna walk over there and pull out my healer's kit.
He pulls the sword out and goes, "The blood is mine. Leave."
Can I at least make sure she doesn't get an infection then?
No.
At this point, Othokent's face is gonna twitch a bit. Fine.
Your concern is misplaced with this thing.
You have no business telling me where my concern is supposed to be placed, good sir. But I do understand what you're saying. Othokent's gonna walk away.
Follow your friend. Help her pay if you actually care about this one.
I am going to leave.
All right. The person in black opens the door for you, and just casually walks with you, walks you back upstairs, and lets you out the front door. I was assuming you guys don't. Are you guys doing anything in the meantime?
No, I'm gonna hold my tongue until we get outside.
All right. So you were all able to make it outside without any trouble. I'd say it's probably about maybe 10 o'clock in the morning at this point.
So, what do you think the chances are that I could make him overdose on morphine?
Hi, if we can get in there again.
I think we can get in there. That was very upsetting.
His manner, his logic and reasoning is all flawed.
For someone who's supposed to have any kind of power in the city, he sure is short-sighted and idiotic.
Right? All of
Really?
his mannerisms. Precisely. Maybe we could use it against him, his greed. Seems to care more for money and pain than anything else.
So we have 2 weeks till he wants to collect.
Yes.
Though I do not know of any dealings that can earn us 10,000 gold in 2 weeks.
What could possibly earn her that kind of debt? Or is he just leveraging more debt onto her that same way he's leveraging her debt onto us? Seems like he's just shuffling things around as he pleases to get money.
Probably very true.
He most likely has some kind of insane rate on whatever service he's providing.
Hey Gobx, how are you? Gobx?
Dockerson. Are you there, bud?
Yeah, the sound is not picking through. Sorry. He's doing some deep breathing.
You know, Gobs, if you were to shank him, I would have no qualms with it.
No. If I do anything stupid here, my mother dies. And
Indeed.
it'll be on me.
That's why we're not doing anything stupid yet.
Will you excuse me a moment?
Sure.
Is he gonna go beat up another sailor?
She's just gonna walk over to the nearest wall and start pounding it with her right arm until it's numb.
No, stop that. Stop it. Serves no purpose. Start restraining her. I'm stronger than you.
You're the strongest in the group.
I'm the strongest in the group.
Yeah, just a short, quick. I'm stronger than you.
Yeah.
I just need this out of my system. I'll be clear-headed in just a moment. Just...
Though
I
even
can't
if
think
I do,
right now.
though even if I do like the idea of just beating him up, he does look more durable than a literal tank.
Oh, I'm gonna ram my
Yes.
fucking sword into his fucking trunk.
Hmm.
I do think he would look hilarious without a trunk.
Agreed.
Okay, think.
Seems to be driven by money. Maybe there's a price for his trunk.
Okay.
Maybe.
I need to find Brahm.
Who?
Brahm Saltier. He's the dwarf who dropped off the letter.
Ah. The one with the broken nose bone.
Yeah, I did that. And I'm intending to do a lot more to him.
For now, let's see if we can't leverage him first before we straight up murder him.
Yeah, he's got his fingers in a lot of pies. And last we spoke, he took a big old pile of stuff from me that could have earned me a good bit of coin. So I'm thinking of taking a look at him. Work him over a little, get him to talk. If he's allowed to do gang beatings, I don't see why I wouldn't. I'm sorry, I'm referring to you all as a gang here.
I'm unsure whether or not I'm going up or down in the world.
Are we 100% sure we can't get any of that reward?
How would you propose we do it?
Question: Are you guys kind of walking and talking while you're doing this, or are you guys just standing outside the
We're
build?
walking and at this point we're walking and talking.
Yeah.
Imagine we're out of sight of the place, otherwise she'd be a lot more mad.
As you guys are walking and talking, you hear someone clear their throat. Excuse me. I believe you're Nathaniel Pippin. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. Hello?
Excellent. And when you turn around, you see a fairly tall individual wearing a nice suit. It's kind of brown, and it's a full three-piece suit, brown for the most part, a white shirt underneath, and a brown and gold striped tie. They do have a very strange face. I'm going to post it in Discord. So it doesn't look. This is the closest thing I could find for what I wanted for them.
Yeah.
But that's what it looks like. It's a porcelain face that is cracked, and those cracks have been filled in with gold. You know, like the Japanese technique of fixing porcelain by pouring gold in it. It looks like that, but his whole head is porcelain, and it has those gold fill-ins across it. Slight smile to the face, but you notice as he talks, you hear it, but his mouth doesn't move. And if you speak more, for everybody who hears this, if you speak more than one language, as say he said hello, in your mind you would also hear the echo. Like say you spoke English and Spanish, he would say hello, and you'd hear very faintly in your brain, "Cómo estás?" And then, you know, every language you know, it just, as the echo fades, it's different languages. And it's always the same thing in all those different languages.
Interesting.
How does that work for languages like Goblin that's lacking a lot of words?
It's however a goblin would say those words, it would echo in the back of your mind as it rolls
The phrase
through.
would translate, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yep. Excellent. I believe you had correspondence with a Professor Hertog?
Yes. Well, I tried to.
Yes, I saw the letters and his effects. My name is Charietto. I'm an investigator from the city, from the Central
Oh.
Ward. I specialize in arcane anomalies, and I was sent out to investigate his death. And I wanted to reach out to you because you had contact with him. Do you have time to sit down and speak with me?
Gonna look over at the others. I mean, I think I do.
Go ahead,
I
Nathaniel.
don't want to overstep my bounds, but
Is she cute? Go,
What?
Nathaniel, do it. Go.
I was able to overhear part of your conversation. I'd be willing to compensate you for your time, and depending on any future arrangements. I mean, I saw, saw of your escapades in the in the newspaper, and I believe you might be able to help me, and hopefully I can help you.
That sounds wonderful. I would love to talk.
Excellent. Would you like to go to the Cardinal Rose?
The Cardinal Rose.
Yep. As a side note, all of you know the Cardinal Rose. It's like it is the inn bar restaurant that's kind of the main feature in the main mast. So it's large, but it's famous in Neap. So
it's like all the uber rich people would eat there all the time.
no, it's not that. Think of it like trying to think of it going like for us, Cyntari, it'd be like Cattleman's, right?
Oh, so it's just a nice upper class place. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not super upper class. But it's famous for being good. Your earthy down home people would love it, right? It's got bars. It's a friendly environment. People go there with their families. The food's good. It's a little bit on the pricey side because it's so big and they do so much stuff. But like, there's no such thing as a bad meal. There's no such thing as a dirty room. Everybody's nice. It's just if you get a little bit of extra money and you want to have a good Friday night, you go to the Cardinal Rose, and it's for people outside of Neap. The things that people know about Neap is one, it floats. Two, it's got this weird boat looking thing as a second level, and three, if you ever go there, you have to go to the Cardinal Rose. Make sense?
I mean, not only is this person inviting me up into the main mast, but also to the Cardinal Rose. What?
I mean, shoot your shot, kid.
all
what
of
you feel is right, Nathaniel.
all of you are welcome. It's Nathaniel's who I need to speak to, but I understand you all work together.
No. You kids have fun.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe you're an arcane practitioner. Your help would be greatly beneficial to the project I plan on setting him on.
I mean, if it's related to the Fae and such, I'm pretty sure that good Mr. Grissom here would love to know more. Like, there's so much magic.
I
could use your help. I'm not good at the arcane stuff.
You played dirty. You know I don't like crowds. Well, you should know. You learned today.
But there's so many books.
You hate crowds, my friend, but you do love knowledge twice as much.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm going.
I will tell you, because of the nature of your class, Nathaniel, you get a sense from him. It's not that chaotic flow and change of smells and texture that you would get from a Fae portal, right? Or something from the Fae realm. This is very sterile, very clean, very structured. is the feeling you get from him. It's not super strong. It's not like overpowering or anything like that. You can just tell that there's that kind of an influence there, right? If you were to somehow say it was a material, it would be a diamond, right? Clean, smooth, precision, things like that. There's something plainly elemental about him that fits that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he goes, "Oh, by all means, come with me, my friends, and let's see if we can't help each other." And you guys, anything that you guys want to do while you're headed, the Cardinal Rose is right here. This big building is the Cardinal Rose.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. If I don't go, I'm gonna do something stupid.
And I will let anybody who wants to do a history check or an Arcana check, whichever's greater, to give a hint of what this guy is.
Tell me.
I've had one good roll this evening. Everything else has been crap.
I'm
not
gonna
lucky
skip
today.
the roll.
But that's fine, considering how the last 2 weeks have been for me. They've been great.
Abraham knows everything.
Apparently.
Gobs, are you going to throw anything down?
No, I'm not. I'm not rolling anything.
Okay.
I'm counting
Fair
it
enough.
as her being distracted by rage and anger.
It is fair.
Understandable. So, Abraham, you've never seen one, but in your studies, as you were looking through things and looking through old Arcana, you found descriptions of the servants of Gilgamesh, the Inevitables. This guy doesn't quite match exactly one of them. He seems to have features of multiples. His face is very remnant of the Zelikuts. But his body, the normal human torso and everything, does appear to be more like what you'd expect a centurion's body type to be. And you've heard of them. You've seen pictures of them in your studies of the centurions that patrol the central ward in the city, in the main city of Gilgamesh. But he doesn't have the same face. They have a metal face that is almost skull-like, and his is porcelain. So it's almost like he's got a Zelikut's face on a centurion's body. However, as you're looking and studying him, you can see and you can sense, just with your innateness, there's something disguising him. You're not seeing his true self 100%. It's not big difference, right? So there's some trueness there. It's not a full disguise, but he's at least hiding part of his nature. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
As far as spelling the name, I will put it here. His name is Chariotto. And it probably helps if did that come through? Can you see that?
Yeah.
You can.
Yep.
I see that.
All right. I wasn't sure. Yeah, but that's his name. And as you're walking and you're getting there, he's just like, yes, we funded in the Central Ward the studies of him because, we believe that despite events that happened a long time ago, Gilgamesh is still out there somewhere, and with him having studied so much of the planes, he might have had a way to get there, and perhaps that's where Gilgamesh is. With everything still functioning in the Central Ward as if he was there, we believe there's a connection there. But with his death, something didn't quite make sense. But come along, we'll sit down and we'll chat a bit. So you guys go in and let's talk about the Cardinal Rose. This place is awesome. So as you get in, as the doors open, first and foremost, you're hit with a wonderful, varied smells. You hear people laughing. You see large round tables with like 8 to 10 people around them. Nobody has a bad time in the Cardinal Rose. You're greeted by a young lady. She's wearing just a normal almost ankle length skirt, but it's very loose. So and that's what all the ladies here wear. So it's modest, but it's loose, so that it makes it easy for them to move around, to get tables, to help people, things like that. So brown skirts, a kind of a off-white blouse. Her hair is nicely kept, but nothing super fancy, right? You're not at a snooty rich place. This is a down-home, everybody has a good time kind of place. You can smell all the different foods being cooked and things like that. Orders going out. It's got 4 sets of doors because there's so many people coming in and out. Probably 400 to 500 people could sit in here just for meals. And then the upper levels are the different rooms. There's also a spa, massages, a pool, a hot tub area, all of that kind of stuff, right? It is a place like when people come back from a long, say they go out on a long fishing journey, right? And they spend 3 months at sea and they come back, they will come in, they spend 200 gold, they get food, they get bathed, they get cleaned up, they get they have doctors and medical people on staff to give them checkups. This is the place. When you come back from a long voyage, you're hitting the Cardinal Rose. If you guys had a good trip, and you're going to have a great time. So, Chariotto walks up and says hello to the lady. Again, his expressions never change. It's always that slight grin. The mouth does not move. And he gets a table. He gets you guys a booth. They do have private booth areas for people who want to be away from the hustle and bustle. And as you sit down, he goes, do you guys have a preference on what you would like to eat or drink?
I've never really considered anything that this place would have, like, as a city, other than, like, on the sea would be, like, a lot of seafood and fish and stuff like that.
So he goes, fine, I tell you what, let's do this. I heard somebody talking about there's a chef special, and would you guys all like that?
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
Awesome. So let me describe this meal to you, and I'm glad, Cyntari, I love you. You set me up on this, and it may be because you knew that I actually spent time creating this. So this is a specific meal that's famous here at the Cardinal Rose. So the first part of it, it's a meal and a dessert, and a special drink. So the meal, it's a stir fry. And this stir fry is just kind of a quick and easy way to enjoy a lot of the flavors of the aquatic plants that grow around Neap. So the fish, it's a tilapia and seagrass stir fry. Okay. It's the seagrass, it's got seagrass and water spinach that kind of give a slightly bitter flavor to the dish. They add taro to it, which gives a creamy, slightly sweet flavor. The fish is very protein heavy because it's tilapia. And it's really flaky in there. They add soy sauce, fish sauce, and a little bit of sugar to it. So it gives you that kind of overall, you get that bitter, savory, sweet flavor, but it's also got everything, all those nutrients you really need, especially if you're just coming back from a sea trip. You need those nutrients to refresh some of the stuff you couldn't get while you're out. So that's the meal, and throughout the meal, he's just talking to you guys, asking you, so what do you guys like to do? Where are you from? Getting to know you and having those conversations. Quick question: as you guys are eating, are you guys just going to be open with him, or are you going to be reserved? Because he's going to try to talk to each and every one of you to learn things. So
is he separating us to do so, or is he just kind of going face to face around the table?
No, you're sitting around the table. It's like, so, and you're an arcane practitioner. Tell me a little bit about where you learned everything. Let's actually play this out. So yeah, he's gonna go. So as the stir fries, it gets served to you, and it's so hot, it's still sizzling. They serve it in these little, almost like fajita skillets. So it's sizzling, and the noodles are on the side that you can add in and stir into it to get them hot. And he's actually helped facilitating that. As a note, he does not eat. Okay, he doesn't eat anything. But yeah, he's going to say to you, He's going to start with the arcane practitioner. So, Mr. Grissom, tell me a little bit about you. I mean, where did you learn, and how have you come about the skills that you have? And he's going to try to persuade you
I
with a 13.
13. Okay, what does that mean to me? I have to make up my own mind whether or not that matters.
You can do an insight check versus that to see if you can get why he's asking, or you could try to, you can kind of decide on how that impacts you. Do you want to resist it? Okay, so
I
inside
want
of
to
18
understand to make my own choice.
So you get the impression he's genuinely curious, because seeing, especially with him being part of an organization that is arcane anomalies, right? As he said, he would be genuinely curious on how someone out here in this kind of middle of nowhere has started to acquire arcane knowledge. So you can decide what you want to do as far as speaking back and forth with that.
I'm gonna do something then. If you don't mind.
Sure.
I pull out, say, a sheaf of papers. Essentially, I'm just pulling out like a pen and paper is what I'm doing. Like, a pad of papers. So whatever the equivalent of that is, I would pull that out. So just a pad, notebook that I could write in, and I summon my wizardly quill. So, Chariotto, what exactly is your purpose? I ignore his question, like filing in the back of my head, like, where did I learn this stuff?
Oh.
And I want to understand him, so I ask him that question. It's like, what exactly is your purpose?
Well, my purpose, you mean in general or here in the city?
No, as a construct of Gilgamesh. What is your purpose?
We prefer the term non-organic life form, if you don't mind, but my purpose, as Gilgamesh created me, my purpose is to help balance the scales of justice. Over the ages and time that I've been roaming this world, I enjoy working with people who work with the arcane and seeing their discoveries and, trying to find the lost arts. And that's what I enjoy. And the reason why I'm here at Neap is I've been working with the professor for 30 years. And his sudden death and the seeming lack of investigation is most curious. So, I asked for permission from the Centurion Primus to travel out here with a portable energy source, because outside of the central ward, we have to have something to power us. So I'm here to figure out what happened to my friend.
So your purpose in general is then to collect magical knowledge and store it away, if I'm inferring correctly from everything you just said.
Yes. All of my records are available to the University of the Grand Arcanum in the city. And in general, we encourage them to be very free with that knowledge, with the exception of certain, as you can be aware, some arcane studies can be very, very dangerous. So, we make sure that only people who are responsible with that level of magic, or at least they do, they're supposed to, they handle the access to that knowledge. And they're generally very open with it as long as you are proven of, reputable quality and capability.
Fantastic.
And you don't want a 12-year-old running around with a fireball, right?
No, of course not. And to continue with my questioning here, just a final 2-3 questions. So you've grown upon your original design and purpose and decided to explore and took on other tasks, and this final task is to explore your friend, but you mentioned something about Gilgamesh not being dead. Is that correct?
It's highly believed upon those of us who have been his servants for an exceeding amount of for time, that if he was truly dead, so would we be, since the core of our functionality comes from him. So if we're still around, though, he did have a tremendous amount of foresight. So Residuum still powers the city. It still powers the Central Ward. Maybe he built us in a way that we could function without him, but something deep inside of me makes me believe he's still out there somewhere.
So you are a free-thinking construct of Gilgamesh that was originally designed to learn as much magical knowledge to pass it on to others for storage and archival purposes.
Well, that's not my original design. My base purpose was not that, but over time I became a specialist in it, and dealing with things of the arcane, both in a positive and negative manner, is my specialty.
Ah, fantastic. Be most useful. But I'm trying to establish who you are and what your purpose here is, and whether or not we should trust you. And so you're a construct of Gilgamesh who has attained its own really kind of purpose here, doing its own thing since it's... I'm not trying to be insensitive, I'm just being objective. Since your master died, you are pretty much free will to do your own thing and took it upon yourself to join this organization to investigate various things until you received this missive that your friend had died and he's not responding.
Oh, we've been moderately free-willed since well before Gilgamesh passed away. He encouraged it for those of us who developed that way. Some constructs never, for some reason, never go beyond their original purpose. But those of us who do show that promise, he has always encouraged it. And thus the Centurion Primus does as well. And having those of us that are more free-thinking and willing to go out and search for things, I believe, to be honest, I believe the Centurion Primus hopes... Yeah, I don't think he believes Gilgamesh is alive, but he hopes that he is, because the Centurion Primus struggles quite a bit with the Council of Five. Their demands trying to get him to put the normal Centurions to work on the front lines in the Free District is stressing. They don't seem to understand that the portable power units are limited beyond our capabilities to create more, and everyone lost diminishes the ability to repair the rest of the... most of the portable power units are used by the Modrons, going into the other districts to repair them. Inside the Central Ward, they're not needed. The Central Ward's in great condition, but especially the Free Ward is having trouble with, the war and all. And it's been stressful. It's been very stressful. So, with my friend who was looking into this, his strange death, I just want to kind of put a bow on it to make sure it wasn't someone or something stopping the discovery of something that could help.
Well, there's certainly something stopping us now. Maybe you could help with that later. Being a creature of justice as you are.
Indeed.
No, friends, it's an odd being to find here in the city. Feel free to tell him as much as you feel. It's up to you to decide whether or not you can trust it. But it is... well, it should be trustworthy. Should be.
Excellent. So, at this point, the stir-fry is done. The next part of the meal comes out, which is dessert. He's just talking and getting to know you guys. Gobs, I'm assuming you're being very quiet through all of this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Picking at the food, not really engaging. If spoken to, it's like a one-word answer. Very distracted.
So the last part of the meal, number one, I meant to mention the drink. The drink they bring out is made from mangrove leaves and seagrass. And it's got lemon juice and soda water. So it's mangrove leaves, seagrass, lemon juice, and soda water. So it comes in an alcoholic and non-alcoholic version, and it just helps refresh the palate. If you do have an alcoholic version, it's got gin in it. so they bring that out between the meal and dessert is a lotus seed pudding. So it's creamy, very fragrant. So it's got a slightly nutty, slightly sweet flavor. It's made with coconut milk and sugar, which kind of makes it very, very indulgent. And it has a little bit of a hint of sweetness from vanilla extract. So that's the dessert. But yeah, so you guys enjoy a good meal. And towards the end of it, he goes, well, it's been good getting to know all of you, and I believe you may be able to assist me, as I'm hesitant to bring really power to bear in the city. I don't want to upset certain power balances. When I arrived, I spoke with the Trisail. I spoke with the Admiral of the Corvettes, and they gave me free rein to go as I please in the city. However, the governor of the ports seemed unwilling to give me permission to go up to the sales level. I have a feeling he's not wanting me to see something.
Oh, definitely.
That may not necessarily be related to what I'm looking at, is the impression I got.
No,
so
100%.
I've not done too much digging, but I need help. Eyes, and I understand. I need eyes and hands that can go where I cannot. Let me ask. I know you were dealing with the Shades, and when you came out, you looked very upset. I'm assuming that they want something from you. Can you give me... And is anybody trying to hide how they feel about that when he says the Shades and that they want something from you?
No.
Definitely
No.
not.
Milla's gonna be clenching her jaw quite a bit. Like,
Go
she's
ahead.
biting her tongue.
Go ahead and give me a deception check. Not that you're lying to him, but just that you're trying to hide your obvious emotion.
Deception.
Okay.
There we go.
Little one, what? You're very angry. What did they want from you?
They want 10,000 gold, or my mother gets hurt. And I'm not in a position to hurt them back. I don't want to give them money. I want to hurt them.
So if you give them the money, they will let her free, or at least not hurt her?
That's what he's saying. But as far as I
Until
know,
next time.
he can alter that deal whenever he wants.
Okay. So, I am restricted to not, again, really push what I'm capable of unless I have something directly interfering with my directives. Also, while I do wield strength, my strength, I'm not sure, could take on that entire organization by myself. How much are they needing, and in what kind of time frame?
10,000 gold pieces 2 week. 2 weeks.
All right. I will have to send a message back to the Centurion Primus to get him to okay that amount of a transfer. But here's what I need, and let's see if we can come to an arrangement. On the cells level is the home of the professor. He had a journal where he was keeping his notes of his study of the current frequency of the shielding, which prevents us accessing other planes of existence.
Yes.
I believe 10,000 gold for that journal would be a fair exchange.
Well, I have a fair reason to believe that it's going to cost us more than 10,000 next time we meet that beast.
Well, my directive is that agreements that have been, or one of my associates' directives is that promises and contracts given cannot be broken. And while I personally do not have the capability to fight an organization like the Shrouds on my own, he could. So here's my pledge to you. If you meet their stated negotiated contract amount, and they do not fulfill their end, I will reach out to my brother, and my brother will assist in encouraging them in the most physical way possible that they should agree to those terms. Does that sound like that would work for you?
How do we have proof to them other than just our word?
I can tell that you're not lying. Your word is enough for me, and my word is enough for my brother.
No, for the Loxodon. If they start like acting up and like not saying that 10,000 is enough and start pushing back, how do I tell the Loxodon that I've got some serious baggage? Where's my proof?
Oh, if you're worried about that,
A picture, perhaps.
Or a seal, a stamp, a coin.
I do believe the kids call them
at the-
selfies these days.
Selfies, yeah. Hey, look, don't mess with me. It's my bro.
at the time that you receive payment from me, I will give you an emblem from my brother. I'm not sure if you guys could carry it though. His disc is very heavy. Disc, Cyntari. I said disc is very heavy. I'll figure something out. An emblem from him showing that he is watching, and that should be enough. Because even here, they should understand what that means. Is that fair?
Works. It works for me.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, little one, I understand that you're angry, but please eat up. You will need your energy.
Yeah.
He hands you a card that just has a phone number on it. It's his number. It was, if you need anything, it's 10,000 plus expenses. So just keep track of anything you have to spend in addition for this job specifically, and I'll be happy to compensate you for that as well. But hopefully the meal has helped, enrich your strength and vigor, I suppose. But I'll be around. So I have a few friends in town that I'm staying with and visiting. And obviously, eyes are upon me, so I will make sure that I'm very well seen. I assume in the next couple days you will find your way up to the sales level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that I'm seen nowhere near the lifts. I appreciate your help, friends.
We appreciate yours.
And he
Like,
just
really respectful. Like, seriously, thank you.
he nods to you, and he actually puts on a hat. He has a fedora style older hat that goes with his suit, and he puts it on. And he goes, "Excellent," and begins to walk away towards the market.
Okay.
So it's probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and I assume you guys are gonna kind of head back home for the evening,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we will end our session for this week.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Alrighty then.